Gonna teach.
Come on, tune in, it's midweek flow. Their insights, they got more to show. You feel the beat, you're in the know. With Kurt and Andy, watch that knowledge grow. They riff and ramble, stats and strat. Marketing gems, yeah, they chat all that. So grab your notes, come take a seat. Engagement's high, they're oh so neat. With Kurt and Andy, no retreat. Midweek musings, they can't be beat. They break it down in layman's terms. With every tip, watch your passion burn. Midnight chimes, but we're just starting. Sales and funnels, watch them charting. Kurt and Andy, like a duet so smooth, making complex simple in every move. Conversion magic in the air tonight, with tactics so sharp they're shining bright.
Jazz hands time. Welcome, 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 welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, good night, depending on where in the world you're watching. And of course,
Katanga.
It is good to be here on a Wednesday for some midweek musings with
It is.
and with the money makers today, because we're going to be giving you all some massive value in today's show. But let's quickly say hello to some people and then we'll get straight into it. Hi Jerome, hi Tony, hi Ellie, Mike H is in the house, Marbella Property Investments are here, Dana, good to see you. Classic Microcomputers, that's Rob Borsak. If you haven't checked out that channel yet, go check it out on YouTube. And I noticed that Rob Borsak has dropped a question, and we will cover that question in the second part of today's live, which is all about Dino there, so we'll talk about that later on. But the as many of you will know, because Kurt and I have actively been shouting about this, we wanted massive value today, and so we're going to get straight into it and show this. Now, some of you in Society Level touched on this before, but we're really going to break it down because Kurt and I have both been using this, and it really it does hugely powerful. Hi Amanda, good to see you. So let's just get straight into it. Kurt can share screen and we'll explain what this is, why it works, why it's so powerful.
Yep. So very first thing is I'm going to go through the steps, but what I want to do is give you the idea of how much value this truly is. This is just a simple Google Doc. If I click on share, I could copy the link, and I'll actually put this right now inside the chat, and everyone can click on it. When you click on it, it's going to ask you, do you want to give permission? Do you want to request permission to get access for this file? Because right now I haven't changed it from restricted to anyone with the link can see it. I just haven't. Here's the thing. Most people, when they see it, they just type in, please give me access, and click request.
It's like a pattern interrupt.
Yep.
And it works well. It's something people are used to seeing. It's the Google thing. So they just go, yeah.
Exactly. So what's going to happen is when one person requests access to that, and I am going to use another account to do so. So here is this account, and I'm grabbing that link. I'll grab it from here, copy link. And new tab, paste this in. And this is what you'll see. You need access, message optional. I'm requesting access. You'll get an email letting you know if your request has been approved. So what's going to happen is I'm going to get an email stating that that account has requested access for that doc. So that's good news, because guess what? I also get that person's email address. So I could copy it right now and put it in a Google Sheet. I have the name, and then I could just click here and tell them that change that to viewer, notify, you can give them a message, share. You could do that right here. But we're here about automation. We're not here about doing things manually.
We don't want to be clicking every single email saying yes. Also, it means people are going to wait if you're asleep for access. So we're going to fully automate it.
Exactly. So now that we've got this going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to Pabbly. And what I have, I've already got it set up. And by the way, if you're inside of Society 11, you're going to be getting this share code. So you could set this up real easy and fast.
Just pull it straight into your own Pabbly account. All you've got to do is connect your own Google Sheets up and your own, well, if you want to use Sheets, that's optional. Connect your autoresponder in.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what's called an email parser. And all that's going to do is when a new email arrives that comes to this email address, it's going to parse it. But what I need to do first is come back over to Google, into my Gmail. And what I'm going to do is come over to, now it's been a while, see all settings.
And they keep moving it. We noticed yesterday they moved this.
So what I need to do is filters and blocked addresses. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over to the inbox, come back over to mine one here, click here, and I'm going to filter messages like these. Now, I'm not going to do the from. What I want is share request for demo share doc. That's the word I want to grab. So I'm going to grab those just as is, and then come back and go back and come on, one more time. Oh, I see. There. So there's mine. Good deal. And then filter messages like these with the subject, share doc. I'm going to get rid of this. Now, what I'm wanting to do is click on create filter now, because it's all I'm looking for, share request for that specific document. Create filter. What I want to do is forward it to an address, but I know I haven't put this new one from Pabbly in yet. So I'm going to copy, come back here, add forwarding address, paste that in, click on next, making sure it's me, and it's already been done. So we're good to go. It is there. So I'm going to go back. I know these are quite a few steps, but bear with me.
You only have to do this once
Exactly.
for each document. You create a rule.
So we're going to create a filter, forward it to, and then we're going to choose that forwarding address. So I'm going to look at the last four before the @6769. Nope, this is 4569. So I need to go back and change that. So maybe that one starts with a 496. 6769. Wow, okay. Copy that again. Maybe I haven't added that one. Add forwarding address. All right. I'll just search for it then.
So what this will do is it will pick up every request you get now, and it will forward it to that special Pabbly email address. And that Pabbly email
Right.
address is unique in Pabbly. It creates it for you. And so, and anything that then gets forwarded to that email address inside Pabbly, we can tell it to then do some processing on, which is what we do.
Exactly. So let me do this, and I'm going to click on this, more, and copy this. Now I am using a third party here. This is a Fastmail, and I think it may work a little bit faster. So create rule, send a copy to, copy this to that email address, and then move to archive. Apply to all 7. And before I do that, what I'm going to do is recapture the email response. And I'm just going to put share doc. Do it. So here in just a moment, we should get the parser request here. We're going to give it just a moment or two because it does take some time. So it's got my request here, but I'm wanting to wait for one more just to be on the safe side. Andy, if you want to do that one more time, that would be good. That may help.
What's that?
Would you go ahead and request just to make it a little bit faster?
Yeah. We'll do. Oops. Sorry. Oh, can you stick the share? Can you stick that share link in the private chat? Because I can't click on it from the YouTube.
You betcha. You betcha. And share doc, copy link. There you go.
Done.
There it is. So we can see all the information, share request for demo, share doc. We can see who it's from. And we're just going to scroll down. And we have all the information that we need. So let's just scroll down a little bit more. So we have this one there. So we have body text. We have raw.
And don't worry if this looks techie, because it really isn't. It's just pulling and splitting out all the info from that email into a set of separate things that we can access later on. And
Right.
plus, if you're in Touch 11, you can just stick the share code in and get the thing that does this all for you anyway.
Exactly. So once we have this, and now we can go over and we're going to scroll down. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the name. And as of right now, you can see where it says split text and it has the person's name and their email. All we have to do is we're looking for spaces, but what we want to do is make sure that we only get Tony's name. So what we're going to do is we could go ahead and do see what we look like here. I'm just going to do a save and send test for the information that we just got. So we have split, first name, last name, email address. So we have result 1, result 0, result 1, result 2. That's all that we needed, right? So now what we do is we come down to get email. And what we're doing here is see how we got this here underneath this request. If I expand this out again, result 2 is the email.
But it's got the clarets around it, the less than greater than signs.
Correct. So does this. And I'm actually going to grab it from the reply to header because what I want is the text before is that carrot, which is the alligator going to the right. And at the end is the alligator going to the left. That's all that we need. So if I click on save and send test splitter, boom, there's a result. There's the email address. Not that difficult. Now what we need to do is grab the document name. So right now, it says subject, share request for quotation, demo doc share quotation. So there's a space before that quote, right? So I'm doing space, quote. And if I do this actual response and save and send test result, demo doc share, it's pulling the information that I need. Here's where it's going to get a little interesting and a little confusing, but this is the reason why I left this in. This is called a router. And I'm just going to say this real quick. If you notice, every single one that we're done so far is a free task. Doesn't cost you anything through Pabbly. Doesn't go against your task costs. So everything is free so far. So I'm going to do a router. And a router does one thing. If it meets this criteria, I'm going to do this. If not, I'm not going to do anything. So you see where it says share request for, and it has that document name there? Well, how many times have we gotten this document name? Quite a few times, right? So I'm just going to grab that text right there. Come back down here. On this router, I'm going to set the filter in the action steps. So this is searching for the doc name, and if the value equals, and then I'm going to paste in what I just copied, demo share doc. That's all you got to do. So if the subject equals to this, it's going to do the item. So I'm going to click here on save and send test success. In other words, condition is true. Since it's true, it's going to continue here. Now it's going to say, okay, you want to share the doc. Which doc do you, because here's the fun part. This is the automation where you don't have to say, share this doc manually. You can actually find the file ID. You're going to connect your Google Drive. You're going to share a file. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for the actual file. And there are a ton, but demo share doc. Nope, it's share the doc is what I have. And I'm just going to paste that in there because you can actually remove it. Now, you can go inside your Google Drive and find the file ID, which is not difficult to do at all. drive.google.com. There is the demo share doc. The minute you pull this up or share it, once again, copy link. 5 people want to have access. I know. I'm going to, okay, so that everything should be there. And sometimes it takes a minute for it to be shared over. So I apologize for that. This is just waiting on the actual doc information. So share.
There it
I
is.
originally
Yeah,
I
no,
originally called it demo share doc because I could see the
Yep.
name there.
that's the one.
Yep. So demo share doc, and the result is Tony Prodger can view. So I'm going to make it to where Tony can view the doc, save and send request. Permission done. You're now a reader. And now I get to add Tony to my email list.
And obviously, the
And
last step, we're not going to go into massive detail because it depends what mailing service you use. You just replace that step with the one for your mailer, or you can just add it to a Google Sheet if that's what you want to do.
Exactly.
To be honest, when we do these, we normally do both. We back it up to a Google Sheet and send it to the autoresponder. But here's the other thing, right? You've done that one. Say you then had another document.
Oh,
when you've got another document, all you have to do is clone the bit in the router.
Right.
And
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this real quick. And I'm actually going to rename this step because this one says WealthWise GPT. It's not share the doc. And I'm going to just update it real quick. Now this route here, what Andy's talking about, we're going to click here and clone. Clone this route. Yes. Then you come in and rename this as the new document that you're sharing. Share the doc 2 update. Set the filter in the actions. Come in here. Change this
document name.
That's it.
Come
over here. Change the document here. One email address, one routing, one everything. It's done.
So once you've got the one task set in Pabbly, you just come into the router part and just add the others from then on. Just clone and done. Clone and done. It's really
and then go into your Gmail and route. Well, you just change the route, do a filtering, and push it to that email address too. The exact same one for Pabbly, thus making it extremely easy for you to be able to grow your email list. Now, the strategies to where this is going to be at, we're going to be talking about that inside of Society 11. But before we switch over to just them, if you want to join Society 11, now is the time. Prices are going up. We're going to be doing a lot more of these automation demonstrations, trying to help everyone in internet marketing on how to grow their list, grow their business in a ethical manner. And sharing a Google Doc and having people request access is an opt-in. That is a very ethical manner. You could do the same thing with Google Sheets, but we'll get into that at a later time. So, without further ado, goodbye, moneymakers.
That's them gone.